Hi guys, Lisa from Off the Path Learning. Thank you so much for being here with me. The channel has reached 500 subscribers. Thank you to each and every one of you. I never thought I'd make it here. So to celebrate, I thought I'd do a little something different and show you a little project I made recently. I hope you enjoy. So recently I built this quick little feeder right here, and I built it for a specific reason. One day I woke up and I noticed there was a crow hanging around our house. And although it's not unusual to see crows around here, it is unusual to have them so close to the house, alone. And so I immediately got out my camera and I was able to film him from behind glass. And after I reviewed the footage, I realized that he had an injury to his right leg. And so it had been on my to-do list to build a crow feeder for a long time, but now that I had an injured crow hanging around my house, I knew that I had to immediately get to work. It's been a dream of mine for a really long time to have a crow best friend, and I figured, here's my shot. I named this guy Tanjiro, and that first time I filmed him was the only time I was able to film him, unfortunately. He comes every single day, but if I get too close to the window, he flies away. He's been out there with Shadow before, so he's cool with her, but he's super apprehensive about humans, and I get it, he's injured. Alright, so let's get to building this feeder for Tanjiro. The absolute best for me is to be able to work on little projects like these without having to go to the store. I love getting something accomplished just using the scrap you have hanging around your house. So here I'm looking for materials. I don't have any specific plan in mind. I just know that I want to build a crow feeder. I didn't end up using any of these materials here. Once I found this piece of 3/4 inch plywood, that was all I needed. We all have our different working styles, but for me, I really enjoy a project when I just go with the flow and I don't go in it with too much of a rigid idea or following someone else's plans. If I am doing that, then I feel overwhelmed and bogged down by the details. Whereas if I'm just going with the flow and using what I have, then I feel like I'm much more creative and the project is just much more enjoyable that way. It's just more fun. Of course, if you have the opportunity to learn from someone with more knowledge than you, then you should definitely do that. I have gotten things stuck in my eye a couple of times while out there in the bush working with my chainsaw, and it's probably one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever experienced. So now I wear eye protection. I'm really making sure I don't hit the table with the blade here. Alright, so now I need a way to get this thing up in the air. I remembered that we had an old clothesline that we haven't used in years. This whole section of the house has been compromised because of water infiltration, and so it's been boarded off, and we haven't really been paying attention to this side of the house. So I figured it was the perfect opportunity to take this piece of junk here and use it. I used to rock climb. Now these pictures were taken 20 years ago. I don't even know how that's possible. But anyway, because of that, anytime I need to make a knot, I always go for an 8 knot. If it was good enough to hold our lives, then it's good enough for this crow feeder. It's pretty much the only knot I know how to do, and so it's my go-to. So because this crow specifically has an injury to his leg, I want to make sure that he's as comfortable as he can be when he goes on this feeder. And so I'm just sanding a little bit to make sure there are no little splinters that could get into his leg and cause him even more discomfort. If I wasn't in such a big rush to get this thing up there for Tanjiro, I probably would have sealed this wood with something, probably polyurethane or something like that. But I was kind of in a rush to get it up for him, so I just left it as is. So there's no doubt that this feeder is a great success with the animals. They absolutely love it. And with years of feeding the animals here, there's a lot of traffic. But I'm sad to report that Tanjiro has yet to use the feeder. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, he comes every single day, but he sticks to eating the deer food or the chicken feed, and he hasn't used the feeder yet. It's mostly the pesky blue jays and the squirrels. Now, I've tried putting just meat in some of these feeders so that only Tanjiro would come and eat from it, but it turns out that blue jays can eat meat also. And so if you have experience with befriending crows and you have any tips and tricks you'd like to share, please let me know in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little project. Hopefully in the near future we'll get into some tougher projects together. But for now, take care of yourselves and I'll see you on the next one.